Good morning, everybody. And 368 days later, 53 weeks and counting. And to start off right, I do want to congratulate David Allen Miller and the ASO for the Academy Award they won the other day. So for the best classical instrument solo. So again, this is the second one they won, so this is awesome. And to win 2 Grammys like this back to back just says a lot about the gem we have here in our backyard. So if you haven't, take the opportunity, go out and see the ASO. It's right here, and to have 2 Grammys here and to have him in our backyard, to David, congratulations. And he celebrated a birthday not too long ago too, so congratulations on both. It's, unfortunately we had 3 new deaths over the weekend on Saturday. And my prayers and condolences go out to them families. This brings us up to 365 since this all started. Like I've said before, it's a difficult time. It's a difficult time to lose anybody, and especially early on in this when you couldn't have services and everyone has pushed them off to the future to say goodbye the right way. And still, unfortunately, there's still distance and everything else, and we need to do that to maintain everyone's safety. And still, people are deciding to do memorial services down the road, and it's tough. It's tough on anyone's family. So please, everyone, keep that in mind. In their thoughts and prayers to the 365 people. So as today, we had 21,333 cases of COVID-19 to date. We have 57 positive cases today, which is great. It's all the numbers going down. We kind of go up, we stick between there. We get down to the 30s between 100, which is good. That tells me everyone's doing the right thing. So our 5-day average is 52.4. Yesterday it was 53.2. We currently have 1,191 people under mandatory quarantine. Yesterday it was 1,283. 22 of the new positive cases today had close contact to a positive case for our healthcare workers. 31 don't have a clear source of infection. As of today, which this is another great number, 20,838 people have tested positive for the virus and have recovered. Out of that, 65 new recoveries since yesterday. 4 new people in the hospital overnight, 29 people currently hospitalized from the virus. Yesterday that number was 24. There are 4 patients currently in the ICU, and there was 4 people in the ICU the day before. We're all going in the right direction. We need to continue to wear our mask. We need to continue coughing our arm, clean our hands, and stay 6 feet apart. I know the CDC just put new guidelines out for schools. They're talking, instead of 6 feet, they're talking 3 feet apart. Nothing officially, I believe, has not come out of the state. Cam, Mary, I don't believe anything came down from the state, but that came out over the weekend, which is good news. Dr. Fauci was saying get everyone back in school. They can be 3 feet apart. It's time. A lot of these kids have had major setbacks. My daughter hasn't been in school for a year now. A lot of schools, some come back part-time, some come back full-time, rotating schedules. It's really putting a lot of kids behind the curve to be successful moving on to college, and kids in college going on to the real world. So please keep that in mind. If you want to check your eligibility, it's 1-833-697-4829. Call 211 if you have any questions. I know there's still a lot of people having a hard time navigating. More and more people are helping people out. That's awesome. That people are helping people get appointments, navigate, and thank you to all that. You can still pre-register on our website at albanycounty.com, and you can see the different places that you can get COVID testing and everything else. Just go there. I've said it 1,000 times. One of the great things about our pre-registration tool, we've had over 34,000 people pre-register. Out of that, 11,800 come from the city of Albany. The rest are in Albany County. We've pretty much been exhausting that list, not just with a partnership with Washington Armory, but all the other providers around that have been utilizing it. And so I got to say, a lot of people have been happy. We had a nice pot at St. Sophia's on Sunday. I will say this, I know there was, it was a little tight quarters, more tight than I like it usually. We tried to do our best, had people wait outside in the car to wait for their time to come inside. But other than that, it went smoothly. Again, be patient with us. And I always say to people, if you don't feel safe, reschedule your appointment, and don't get that anxiety built up from sitting there. We tried to do it. Again, what happens is, and I'll say to people, when you get a time, Pay attention to your time. Some people come late, some come too early, and some come real early, and you get that kind of that bottleneck effect where people aren't paying attention to their time slots. So, but everyone was awesome. They let people that were over 90 and walkers go ahead of them, so they didn't have to stand in line. So to everyone that said that was okay, thank you. To everyone that made that happen, especially my team in Mohawk Ambulance, thank you, and St. Sophia's for making it happen, and all the pods that are going on around the area. As of yesterday, we had 27.9% of Albany County population has received at least one dose. An estimate 14.2 have received both the first and second dose, which is great numbers. We're continuing to climb with, with UAlbany going on, Washington Armory, all the vaccine we're putting out there. Quicker we get to that 70%, quicker we get away from the mask, the quicker we kind of get back to some type of norm. And like I've said to everyone, the world changed when we were shut down. We had to reimagine everything. And when it comes back and and try to get back into the real world, it's still going to be changed a little bit. So you have to be patient and, don't let that anxiety build yourself up, and like I said, take a step back, take a deep breath. Look around you. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and we'll get through it. So these are all good things. So the other thing, since January, Albany County has administered 10,577 first doses of the vaccine, 4,141 of the second doses. Overall, there's been over 20,806 doses of vaccine that has been put in people's arms. And that's what I said, every shot in someone's arms, a shot closer to getting back to some type of normalcy. Some of the good news, to everyone out there that's been waiting for the J&J, we just got notification as of today. We're getting 500 of the J&J, which is great. And we're going to primarily, in a partnership, get that out there with different things. We'll announce that. And trying to do more homebound people because it's easier than to come back to a double shot, But I do say this, please. I know there's people who prefer different vaccines. If you get a slot and you get a time, take the one that's available to you. Don't trust me, trust the doctors. Dr. Fauci said the same thing. Don't wait for J&J. Don't wait for whatever dose you think is better. Take that shot if you can get in, because the quicker you get that in your arm, the quicker we get to being back open. So again, please use our pre-registration tool to make that happen. And one of the things I highlighted on Friday, and we've been talking about this since the beginning of it, I always tell everyone, be blessed with what you have. As bad as you have it, unfortunately, someone has it worse than you. There's a lot of people that have been devastated from this, from the economy shutdown, from the health crisis, not having a job. There's been a lot of money pumped out into the economy. There's been a lot of great initiatives. Thank you, Senator Schumer and everyone else who worked on this. But again, which is alarming to me when I drive around, is the food pantries. And you see all the food pantries in the long lines. There have always been lines, but I don't think like this. And Natasha can talk about it. But it's so important right now that people, if you have the opportunity to donate food, please do it. You're getting an extra stimulus check. If you can give a little bit for food, volunteer your time. We'd appreciate it. There's 33 Albany County food pantries in this network, and I have to tell you, it will break your heart if you go out and you see these sites of what's going on. But Natasha, I'll let you talk about it, please.
Great, thank you so much. So I'm with the Food Pantries for the Capital District. We're a network of more than 65 food pantries here in the Capital Region. And as County Executive McCoy said, there's more than 30 right here in Albany County. And I'd really like to thank County Executive McCoy and all of our friends at the county. We've had a really wonderful partnership this past year. And due to our partnership and support from the county, we've been able to coordinate the home delivery of enough food for approximately 3,000 meals since July to people who have been unable to leave their residence due to COVID-19. And that includes people who are under official quarantine and others who are considered vulnerable. So I want to thank you for that. We're continuing to do that, and that program is remaining strong in partnership with our member food pantries here. When we think about hunger, this is something that has always been prevalent and of course has been exacerbated drastically in the last year. Our stats for 2020, we know that there are more than 24,000 people in Albany County alone who sought assistance from our food pantry members last year. There's approximately 31,000 people considered food insecure in the county, so that still leaves a gap of about 7,000 people who are considered food insecure, meaning they don't have regular access to healthy food. And they're not utilizing food pantries, so that's why service coordination is so important. There are so many different programs out there working to get people food during this time period, and being able to coordinate that along with the county has been an incredible opportunity for us to build and strengthen those partnerships. One of the things that I wanted to mention is vaccines. We know there are some incredible vaccine efforts happening right now, and we want to thank the county for partnering with community-based organizations such as the Metropolitan Baptist Church with your vaccination pod. They are one of our food pantry members, and we're happy to be a resource with our coalition to help reach marginalized populations right here in Albany County. When we talk about hunger, again, this is not just an Albany County issue. Across the state, there's more than 1 in 10 households suffering with food insecurity, just like right here in our own region. That's about 4.5 million statewide. And there's more than 40% of our community members that are either living in poverty or they might be working, but they don't have enough resources to make ends meet. So when we talk about hunger and getting people food, I always need to mention that it is critical, number one, for all people who are working to have living wages. The second area that really fights hunger in a very large way is our federal nutrition support programs like SNAP and WIC and school lunch programs. So when we think about the solution, how do we do this, and we need to do it collaboratively, beyond living wages, number two, we need to have strong federal nutrition support programs. And New York State should really invest more than $1 billion a year to connect New Yorkers facing food insecurity with SNAP and WIC and other resources. But what we have most ability to impact is our community-based organizations. So what can we do right here in the Capital Region, right here in Albany County? So in order to make sure that our pantries continue to remain strong and open, number one, we're working on getting all of our food pantry workers vaccinated. As of March 1st, food pantry workers are now eligible for the vaccine. So we're working on encouraging pantry workers to get vaccinated so that pantries do not have to close due to exposure. Pantries in our coalition right now are really beyond capacity in some areas. While about 50% of the pantries saw increases over the past year, the other half are still maintaining, but all pantries are doing it understaffed due to volunteers. Many of the volunteers the pantries worked with are considered vulnerable or older adults. And also due to safety, pantries were limiting the number of people that could work in the pantry at any time. So volunteers, able-bodied volunteers, are definitely needed here in the Capital Region for typical pantry services as well as home delivery to our vulnerable and quarantined individuals right here in the county, as well as resources. I think most people, when they think of a food pantry, they go right to food drive, I need to donate food. But most of the food that pantries distribute through our system, actually pantries pay for. And so the dollars that you donate can actually go a lot farther for the food pantries when they're acquiring food from the food bank than if you were going to go to the grocery store and pay for food. So we always make sure food and funding are both needed here in our own region. So with that, thinking about what else can we do, continue to coordinate. One of the things that came out of the last year is a map for food distributions beyond pantry, because we know there have been a lot of mass distributions and drive-through food pantries. If you or someone you know is in need of food, you can go to our website, thefoodpantries.org. and click on Find Food Here. There's a map that will show you a listing, a map of the food pantries, and we also have a listing of other food distributions available as well. You can also call us at 518-458-1167 if you are in need of food assistance, or if you'd like to get involved right here on a local level to help feed the hungry right here. So thank you so much for having me here to give an update on hunger here in Albany County.
Thank you for everything that you do and all your organizations, and please donate if you can when you get that stimulus check in, even if it's just $1, even if it's just $2. It's going to go a long way to help families here in the capital region, because it is sad when you think of the numbers. I think he said 31,000 and then 7,000 people, which is 7,000 people that don't eat healthy and don't have opportunity to get healthy food. And I actually learned something too when he just said about don't donate food, give us the $1 so we can buy it. Perfect, because that will help going forward. So again, thank you for your leadership in this, and please, people, take the time and do what you can. Go to our Albany County website and again to see about vaccines and other things as always. And please, we still have hand sanitizer at our Times Union Center, so if it's available for people, if they still need it for their businesses or anyone else, 518-447-7040 you can call to get that. And also our mental health support, please call that if you need to, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 518-269-6634. As always, the 211 and our sexual assault hotline number, 518-447-7716. Again, stay safe out there. Continue to do the right thing. The light's at the end of the tunnel. Good weather. Maybe is there a weather person? Good weather's around the corner, I hope, because it was a cold weekend. Hopefully it's going to warm up soon, and we can get outside and get some fresh air and back on them trails.